We rarely do anything with any company that we don't start with core values. Why? Because our behavior is driven by them. So we said a minute ago, performance is driven by behavior. I'm going to change this a little bit. Behavior is driven by core values. You and I all have personal core values. Core values, that's what shapes culture because it shapes our behavior. Core values are a portal to performance.
So let's first talk about the difference between a value and a core value. What do we mean by that? We all have values, and they anchor us to how we see the world. We have values, core values have us. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's not like the ones that you want, it's the ones that you are. They drive our behaviors. They are formed early and they don't change. So what's the big deal about core values? The big deal is that they are the unconscious drivers of our behaviors and our judgments of ourselves and others. Think about how you might have acquired one of your core values. Did it come from a defining moment, a role model, or did you just discover it, or did it discover you? So they're so fundamental to us, we think of them as the way the world should be. This is how you should be behaving.
Go to work, share the core values you identified, share at least one short story about where it came from, and then an example of how you felt when it was violated. If that was a fundamental and practiced by you and your organization, what difference do you think it would make in your organization? Take a couple of minutes and just share whatever you think about that at your table. Go. Here's how I always know when I nailed it. It had an emotional impact on me. I have a core value of dignity. For 10 years, I couldn't say dignity that I didn't get emotional. That was an easy one. So it has an emotional impact. That was my clue.
One of the core values that we talked about at our table is integrity. And I have found myself in the past putting a lot of energy into areas that I didn't need to.
I believe organizations are only as good as their people. And I've chosen to focus on coaching precisely because I want to focus on the people that make organizations great.
I was able to connect back from last year's presentation to this year and understand that I have a choice for how I want to respond. That just because somebody is not being accountable doesn't mean that I have to be mad at them or I have to be disappointed. That means I can actually go and examine the situation.
And I've been coming to Momentum meetings now for 13 years. And why I do this is real simple. I just care about how we are going to get through this life together. And for me, that's what we do here at Momentum.
We typically teach what we most need to learn. And so this job as an executive coach and a consultant challenges me every day to live the principles that we coach our clients on. And I have to look in the mirror every day.
Now, hopefully we can navigate situations like that better. And, I can get curious about, wow, what's that like for you when you don't feel heard?
And so it's interesting for me, what I've really been noticing through this exercise is not where my core values are being violated, but where my core values are violating others.
The core values exercise has been really good because it's allowed us to kind of understand each other a little bit better. And then when somebody does something that might be contrary to what we would think, it's like, well, they're doing it because of this. They're not purposely doing something that's counter what we want to do, but they have a core value that leads them that direction on what they're doing. So if we can do that, we can understand and maybe even frame it in a way that works better with their core values. That's really strong.
The positive aspects of the day are really about taking and going from a victim mindset to being an owner. Understanding that we don't have to accept blame or dish out blame, that we can actually be the ones that can be contributors, be committed to solutions and positive change.